What is a conflict? What is a conflict? What is a conflict? Yes, anyone? Do not read the line which I have given. Tell me your understanding of conflict. Yes. An agreement on opinion. All right. Gift. Yes, gift. Sorry, I noticed your hand just now. Please go ahead. Yes.
Okay, conflicts is conflicts could be as a result of a language barrier when an information is dissimulated and is not understood by the team. It could result in
Yes.
conflicts. And when they don't understand what you're actually passing across, for them to
Oh,
digest and work on, it will set in conflicts between individuals or groups that you're
okay.
working with.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Anyone else? I would like to know more about conflict from someone else also. By the way, this is a YouTube video you all are going to watch later. Okay, don't watch it. I mean, don't pay attention to it now. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes, tell me.
All right. Good evening, all. Conflict
Give me.
is practically a misunderstanding or like
Mm-hmm.
a disagreement, so which actually comes about based on difference in opinion or difference in ideas, or it's just like practically a difference, people having difference. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's about.
Okay, okay. All right. Is there anyone else who would like to contribute? Disagreement of ideas, different opinions, lovely. Okay, is there any other hand? Okay, you have said. All right. Okay. So another interesting and my favorite topic is conflict management in teams. Okay. Uh, I will give you an example later, but I mean, I will just share an example in the chat box later. Okay. Um, Conflict is see, there's a famous quote which I liked a lot, and that's why I've mentioned it over here. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Beautiful line, isn't it? What is Nelson Mandela saying? He's saying that if you talk to a man in the language he understands, that goes to his head. Okay, that means you are speaking, you and a German person, are on the same project. So German person doesn't know your language, you don't know German language, so you both of you start talking in English, start communicating in English. So common language. Okay, so that will go into his head. I mean, he'll understand from. Uh, I mean, he'll grasp the language. But if you start talking to him in German language, then it'll go to his heart. You will touch his emotions. It's somewhat like that. Okay, so that's a beautiful line I've amongst many I have read so far. They say natural conflict is a natural occurrence and logical consequence of the inherent differences between people. Inherent. Very powerful word is inherent differences between people. Okay, I'll again, I'm very sorry for um, today's technical glitch, I don't know, but several times I am just sharing and resharing my screen, but as I said, my camera is not, okay. Inherent differences. Okay, so conflict is a difference of opinion, okay, or disagreement, which is caused between two individuals because of the inherent difference. Now, there are all of us, we are 31 of us in the meeting right now. Okay, 31 of us, myself, Sampada, and 29 learners. Okay, all of us are individuals first, isn't it? We are individuals first, and then we are we are together because you are my learners, I'm your facilitator. So that's the reason we have a common thread of project management, and that's why we have met here today. However, given a chance, we are different individuals. So on one matter, small matter, also we'll have a different opinion. Say for example, all of us go for a coffee in a restaurant. I will order latte, Sampada will order espresso, then Veronica will say, no, I like black coffee. Coffee is coffee. But Veronica says only black coffee. Sampada says, no, I want espresso. I'll say, no, I love latte. Fine. What is it? It is inherent difference. Okay. So we are not challenging each other. Not at all. Okay. We are together. The happiness is about being together in a coffee shop. That's nice. Okay. But the inherent difference is my choice of coffee is different and Veronica's choice of coffee is different. That's fine. Okay. Now, see, if you are two brothers or two sisters or two siblings, in that also we have a different opinion, right? I mean, liking, preference. That out of the siblings, one likes something, another likes something else, and like that. So conflict is a natural occurrence, okay, of any logical consequence of the inherent difference between people, because they are born different. Conflicts are inevitable when groups of people work together. Yes. Now, the first statement was a very personal statement, that is inherent. But conflicts are inevitable, that is unavoidable, when group of people work together. Okay. So when group of people work together, that is in our case, we are talking about projects. So when people come together to work on projects and they start working as teams, in teams, that is where such differences start appearing. Okay, and but they're inevitable, that is you can't avoid it, because all of them, especially in the performing stage, go back and recall the team development process, and the fourth stage was performing stage. So typically in performing stage, the chances of conflicts are very high, because all the members are now in the in the performance stage, and all of them want to be the best and want to just give their best performance, and that's why everybody is determined to fulfill the objective. So basically that is where, or in the project, that is where the conflicts begin. But conflict is a natural part of any team dynamic, arising from differences in opinions, values, goals, and personalities. Yes, conflict is a natural team dynamic. Okay, because people will have their own opinion, their own yes and no's for everything. So that is a very normal part of team dynamics. Okay, there is a difference between argument and conflict. I repeat, there is a difference between argument and conflict, and I'm going to just paste a example, okay, of conflict and versus argument. Difference between conflict and argument. All right, okay. I want all of you to read the example later, not now. Okay, so I would rather in simple words say that a very serious version of conflict is argument. Okay, so just give me a moment. I'm typing something between conflict and argument. Sometimes we fail to understand, okay, we fail to understand what is a conflict and what is an argument. And a sad part is, we so many times feel that, oh, uh, uh, that argument is a conflict and conflict is an argument. It's not like that. Okay, argument is an elevated level. Okay, a more, I would say, if I want to explain the concept in my, what I would say, a very destructive way of a version of conflict is argument, where there is going to be some hurt and damage and some sad grudges, and that's where argument is. So we are basically talking about conflict management and not argument. Okay, so what is conflict management? Conflict management is the process of handling disputes or disagreements in a way that minimizes negative consequence and promotes positive outcomes. Okay, this is a wonderful YouTube video. I request all of you to watch it later. Now, conflict in project teams. Okay, especially talking of teams, projects. Why do conflicts occur in project teams? First is there are disagreements over tasks. The first primary reason is, okay, disagreements over tasks. Okay, that is, I will always feel, let me take some names. Okay, if myself, Sampada, Veronica, Benico, we are team members, I will always feel, oh my God, I have got a lot of work. See, Sampada has free time. Sampada feels, no, I am working so much. Veronica doesn't have work. So, disagreement over tasks. Common, very, very common. Second is team members and stakeholders have different values or opinions. Now, there is a concept called as, or a topic of discussion called as stakeholder engagement. Okay, I think in one of the topics, planning and organizing, you will study. You will have a discussion on stakeholder engagement. Okay, but yes, from this point of view, whenever team members and stakeholders have different values or opinions, that is also a potential cause of conflict, because your stakeholder will always be demanding, because he has put his money in your project, and he will always keep asking for the report and progress of the project, and he'll always give his views and his inputs unnecessarily to you. So that is where again the that conflicts are likely to begin. Miscommunication and misunderstandings arise. Yes, unfortunately, if the communication level is a communication channel is not clear, or there is no enough freedom of communication, even then the miscommunication or misunderstandings might arise. There is uncertainty of different priorities and actions. Okay, that means conflicts, this also I have experienced is very common. Okay, that is there is uncertainty or different priorities in action. That is the team members themselves don't know which activity, which task is to be done on how much priority. So basically, especially in your say activity checklist, you can say, now that's very common, which is done, all of you also must be doing. An activity checklist or sequence needs to be designed by the team leader or by the project manager, and of course they should be in the ascending order. Activity checklist, that is the most priority activities should be rated at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So the entire, it should be, in my opinion, we used to say it should be literally displayed on the notice board or whatever, so that everybody say that, oh, this activity is on priority, needs to be completed in 3 days, and person A, B, C, D are going to be responsible for that. This is the scope of the activity, and so on. So if you have that clarity, then there is no scope for conflict. Otherwise, uncertainty or different priorities in action will always create conflict. Okay. This was a research which was conducted, okay, and these researchers, David, Greed, and Jen, so they identified types of conflicts. Okay, so wonderful again piece of research, and I came across this very recently while I was preparing for my module, and I thought I need to share it with my learners, because it's so wonderful. Now I've given you the reading link also. Okay, so yeah, request you to kindly explore it further, because this is just a These are the types of team conflict that researchers have identified, but there is a lot to read in this article also, so please read it. So these researchers say there are 5 types of team conflicts. Okay, so there are several well-researched types of conflicts that emerge at work. Being aware of the true roots and causes of conflicts is the first step to successfully manage and resolving it. Very, very true. Okay, you as a team leader or you as a project manager, you must be able to identify the type of the type of conflict that emerges at work. Okay, however, yes, what are the types? Now first is typically a task conflict, as I told you. Conflict around a particular task and the content of decisions made in a team and differing ideas and views on how to approach and interpret a task. There is a task given to the team, and either the task is not well understood, or the lead for the task is not defined, or the ideas about the task are not clear, and that's why all the team members are interpreting the task in their own manner. And that's the typical, very, very, I would say, very common reason or type of task conflict. Task is, nobody knows the sequence of the task. Nobody knows who is going to get in charge of the task. No one knows how to approach the task. So that's why that's a task conflict. Second is on the human front. It is a relationship conflict. So conflict around relationships with other team members involving preferences and personal styles. So basically that's also very common because all of us are human beings. So relationship conflicts are very common. Third is a process conflict. I'll again emphasize on process conflict, especially in the context of project management. I'll tell you specifically which are very common in the context of project management, but yes, process conflict is one, which is conflict around the delegation and logistics of task accomplishment, as well as responsibility and strategy linked to task and relationship conflict. So basically process conflict is also very common. That is, all the conflicts would revolve around the task, or around the process. Okay, delegation, logistics of task accomplishment. Okay, then responsibility, strategy. So how basically how is the process going to be handled and managed basically, and what is going to be the outcome of the process. So every conflict related to that is called as a process conflict. Then comes status conflict. Now status conflict may not be common in projects because there is no scope to anybody to show their status. So if I become a project manager, I can say, wow, what a great status I have achieved. There's nothing like that. But yes, as a part of or as a type of conflict, just understand that there is something called a status conflict also. So conflict embedded in an organization around who is trying to be on the top of the social hierarchy, leading to power struggle over decision making and resources. This is typically a status conflict. And last but not the least is organizational conflict. That is conflict emerging from organization structure as a whole, which is often tied to the lack of communication, absence of shared visions. Okay, so basically this is I would say a organizational level conflict. So so all these may be mini and micro level, but this is a macro level conflict. Okay, the scale of this conflict is pretty high. Okay, so which are the common ones in projects? Now I would say that most common in projects are task and process. Okay, task and process, because relationship and status are very person oriented. Okay, now if I am a person who is very professional and very up to the work, that is I know my work and I know that I'm here to work. Okay, so basically I will not enter into any relationship conflict. I will be myself. I will work for that sake of work. I will talk to everybody. I will cooperate with everyone. I do my work and I go home. So if a person is of this nature, then there is no scope for relationship conflict. Plus during projects especially, there should not be a scope for relationship conflict because you are there to develop a project. Okay, you are not there for fun. You already have scope and time and cost and quality and say, you know, so many objectives. Okay, so time, cost, scope, quality. So in achieving all these, why are you going to say play on relations? So be professional so that there will be no scope for relationship conflict. Second, fourth, coming to status conflict, again I would say that it's in the sense of project management, there is no reason for any status conflict, because projects are temporary endeavors. Now you, in the very first session we have studied, project is a temporary endeavor. So today if I'm a project manager, I should not feel delighted and super empowered that wow, I'm a most powerful person.